How's that for an unboxing video, right? Look, we lost it. All right, I'm back. So we gonna set up on top of this hill, I think. I think this is a good spot. I don't know, I've never been here before, like I said, so I think we're gonna try and we're gonna go out there and take a look at the tripod and see what things look like. So let's do that, and then I'll check back in a minute, so stay here. I'm back. That's a lot of cameras for one dude, isn't it? Look at this, check this out. We've got the D3 with the 7200 on it, Nikon D3. We've got a Canon G70 video camera. We've got a D500, the 2-400 on it, and we've also commissioned the 7100 with an 18 to whatever. Now I took the 2-400 off this monopod because it was kind of windy before, so I don't want things to fall off, but that's a lot of cameras for one guy to handle at once. But we're gonna see if we can pull off 4 cameras. I mean, obviously the video camera is gonna run independently. Oh, we got one in the Jeep doing time-lapse too. So I got 5 cameras going at the same time here. That's a little insane. That is a little bit insane. We're running 5 cameras at the same time. Now, the GoPro is time-lapse, so that doesn't really count. The video camera, we're just gonna push the button on and let that run independently. But the D3, the D500, and the 7100 are all gonna be alternated, I think, as they come around laps. We'll get one with one camera, and then we'll switch the other one for the next lap. See if we can figure that out. So stay tuned. See how this works out. My first time at this track. I have no idea what's gonna happen. It's windy, it might rain, but it looks like it's clearing up. So thanks for watching. See if we can figure this out. All right, obviously I set up too early for this thing. It doesn't start until 4 o'clock. The other ones I've covered start much earlier. I should have checked the schedule a little better. But this one doesn't start until 4 p.m. So we got like 6 more minutes. But check out this Saru monopod. This thing is wobbling around a lot. I think it's not wobbling now because I'm trying to show it to you. But I need another tripod, which I have another tripod. I just didn't bring it. I brought the brand new Saru tripod, which you have the D3 on. I have the giant Manfrotto, which the D500 and the 2-400 is on. But I guess the little Canon G70 needs a tripod because it just isn't happy on this Saru monopod. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't hit the ground. But this should be starting very soon. Like, look at my watch. Very soon this thing should be starting. So I should have done a live broadcast. Next time. All right, let me put this in the Jeep. It's getting hot out here again too. It's still in the 80s and it's sticky, and I wear pants because I've been getting the sun all week and figured I would give my skin a break, but I'm gonna bake anyway. All right, boy, let's get this thing started. It's like 3 hours of car racing. All right, stay tuned for more. All right, so doing a mini track tour here. Looks like we're gonna start up on top of this hill up here, I think, because we can set up the tripods and everything all figured out up here, I think. I think this is where I was before. I don't really remember. But we're going to take a look at this and see what it looks like here. We'll go around this side and see what we can see up here. Oh, nice shady spot. We'll park in the shade here underneath the tree, like so.
Which I don't like to drive.
So you guys go in this way here? This is where you start?
No, we go on the track that way. I'm going to show you a couple of spots. I'm going to show you a spot where you can see pretty good and get some good photos where the guy normally stands. Gotcha. Because of course you keep eyes out for the guy.
Yeah.
Like in this case,
you guys usually and stuff when I come around the corner.
And in this case, you. So go down on this side over here.
So the question is, how do I get here? Now, do you guys come through at all during the race?
This is where the drifters play.
Oh, okay.
The track's actually in front of me.
Gotcha.
On the other side of the
Oh, yeah, the drifters, the Lime Rock, kind of up on that hill.
Yeah, they're up on the hill.
Yeah.
So there's a flagging stand that's like right there. And I would take
through that gate, I think.
Yeah.
I guess.
Right there, actually, right with a. I don't know if it's see it anymore. Stand is a loose term. You see where the Jersey barriers kind of come to a point?
Right.
Usually a flagger there.
Oh, okay.
So this is a cool spot. Normally they stand like anywhere through here, because what happens is we're coming in over that little, we're coming off the oval, over that little hump right there.
Right.
And making a left-hand turn and then a right-hand turn. So a lot of times now he's usually behind this fence, between the fence and the railing, but they stand right here a lot.
How's he getting there, I wonder?
So I don't know how, I don't know how they do that. Sometimes he's up on top of the hill and I'll run you up there real fast.
Huh.
So you can see. But
right.
I mean, I've seen them stand here many times because they have good photos coming around off, because you're coming off with it on a turn, I guess, or whatever. You understand photography better than I do. I'm just showing you where I usually see them stand.
Yeah, gotcha. I hear you. Thanks for the mini tour. How do you get on the other side? Is there a gate to get through there?
Yeah, there's a gate right there. In fact, the lock's even off it. That's because that's a flagger stand.
Oh,
but
so maybe I can go up this way, you're telling me.
You can also come up here to take photos. I mean, this is where I take photos. So I have seen the guy up on top of the hill. Yeah, so this is like the start of the straightaways right there.
Yeah, the straightaways are tough. The guy's always going through fast.
Yep. I had to keep us in.
Just when we're trying to do those pans and get you guys panned, it's like you can get one car, but if there's like 6 guys in a row, you always miss the last few.
It's a little more tough, yeah.
Yeah, this might work up here. I'm kind of liking this. Gives me a good vantage point, maybe to get started until I figure out
where to be and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, we're going to be having a bonfire here soon.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I said, you can go right up to these, and the track's literally
right down there.
Right down there. Yeah. Like you can see that part of the guardrail. The track's like right there.
And you guys are coming out of a turn here, right?
Yeah,
so
we're coming where we come around that oval, part of the oval, then we come off down through here.
Let's get out there and take a look.
Yeah, absolutely.
See what this looks like here. Yeah,
during races, this is a prime spot. People fight for this particular corner.
Yeah, I can see why.
Like I said, we're coming towards you.
Coming around this curve
here.
here.
We come around this curve here, around this way, and then goes that way.
Yeah, this might not be a bad spot. At least one of the few. I try and get, there's three laps you get, right?
No, we get a lot more than 3 laps.
Well, I mean 3 different sessions.
3 sessions, 20,
yeah.
20 minutes a session.
But once a session starts, it's hard to get to a different location.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, it's hard. That's always a challenge. It's like, getting one lap, getting one group, and then trying to beat it to another spot.
That's probably not going to work.
I mean, usually the slow guys, you can do it. You got your faster guys. If you're in the advanced group, you go way too fast to get.
Yeah, they're too fast for me.
Multiple locations.
I run intermediate. Was it Mass? I run with Mass Tuning as well. He's always intermediate. I walk up and men, what do you put me in advanced for? Put me back to an intermediate. He's like, you've been running with me for years. I'm like, yeah.
What's your name again? I'm Mike.
Bill.
Hey, Bill. Nice to meet you, Bill. How are you? Good. So you've been doing this a long time, or what?
With these guys for 3-ish years. I guess this is my 4th year doing with these guys. I used to race back in the 90s. This wasn't even open back then.
Really? Well, was it shut down or just?
Yeah, this didn't exist. Well, this track was here in the 50s, then it was abandoned for a while, then brought back in the 70s, then it opened in the 80s.
Right.
The track, as you see it now, I believe opened in 2013.
Huh.
So it wasn't here in the 90s. In the 90s, my options were Lime Rock, Watkins Glen, and then you had to go outside of New England, pretty much. There wasn't, Canon and stuff didn't exist.
Right.
Loudon was there, but there really wasn't a road course.
Huh. Well, that's cool. We have a little pond over there, I see. Nice.
Yeah, it's great because then turtles come across the track. We love when the turtles come across the track.
The big snappers?
Yes. Someone invariably hits one. Someone's going to hit one.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. What are you
going to do? Yeah. Turtles, they're always going the wrong way. I don't know why. I don't know what they're doing.
How they get out there so fast, I have no idea.
They move pretty fast.
There that fast, they get off that fast. But no.
Exactly.
They hunker down and decide to stay.
Gotcha. All right. And I guess to get out that way, I'd go out, because you said there's a station way up there.
Yeah, we're going to go out and around to the station.
Oh, okay, cool. Man, you're giving me the full tour. I like it. So you drove this here? You didn't trailer it here?
I live 20 minutes from this one.
Oh, you do? Oh, nice.
So like when I go to like Watkins Glen and stuff, I
got a trailer. Yeah, right. Makes sense.
I've broken down many times here, but it's 20 minutes away.
It's not
real
too bad.
desperate, I can always call a friend, right?
Yeah, get a ride. Get a ride back.
Uber works. Plus, I do track insurance and stuff like that. So.
Oh, you do? There's track insurance for the cars?
Yeah.
Really? That's cool.
It's pretty cheap. I think I paid like $116.
And what's that cover? Like breakdowns or towing or?
It doesn't cover if I have a mechanical breakdown, but if I put it in the wall, it covers that.
Oh, all right.
It also covers, what people don't realize a lot of times is it's not just the cost of your car, but if you hit that guardrail, someone's got to pay to fix the guardrail.
Oh, exactly. Property
Guess
damage.
who that is?
Yeah, property damage.
So I see them, I get pictures from when I'm making this turn here. To be honest, I don't know how they get the photo. It's got to be standing around here somewhere.
I wonder if I can get up in the stands up there at all.
Maybe. I said I can absolutely tell you that I have photos of me coming around this turn.
Yeah, that looks like a good spot.
I never really see him here because I'm really busy.
Yeah, you're on a turn, right?
Yeah, I come in at 80 and they're gonna make a U-turn.
So I wonder if I can get up there in the grandstands at all. That's locked. Yeah, that's locked. It's like locked.
Come on, you can jump over it.
Yeah. I should have brought my step ladder, right? He did say something about there were some fences that might be a problem.
Yeah.
That was the instructions I got. Might be some height issues.
So let's see.
Yeah, these fences won't really work.
You know, last year there used to be bleachers right here that worked awesome, especially if you want to take photos. But the bleachers on here this year. Because we're coming straight. Like I said, I hit this turn at 80.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of like a little straightaway. A lot of passing. This is where fun stuff happens. Because they used to have bleachers right here.
Huh.
We got rid of them.
Yeah, there's a stand right there. But you guys are probably, well, you're coming out of that turn, so you're not going as fast as you were.
Right. Yeah, we're coming. I said I come in at 80. I'm coming out at
and then
like
you're going to
10.
make another turn to go underneath the bridge.
Right. Then a fast acceleration, and then another turn under the bridge. Now, when you come on from under the bridge, you know, that's what like the hot dog stand is, right?
Yeah.
So that's where the concession stand is. Actually, you can kind of see her red thing and stuff like that. Right.
Now there's some bleachers there, but they don't look like they're high enough for me. On the
There
other
are
side,
some
by the
bleachers.
oak tree over
Yeah,
there.
we're gonna go over there to see those bleachers. Those are just behind the garages, obviously.
I mean, I see why they have fences and stuff, but still. Now here's a stand here, but again.
Yep, and this is
maybe I
always
can get here from here.
There's always a man stand. I mean, this gate is usually open. To tell you the truth, when we're running.
Yeah, because they have to get in there anyway.
Because he has to get in.
Yeah.
Definitely have photos from taken in this area. A lot of photos taken from inside this area right here.
Should have threw a step ladder in my Jeep. I would have been set. Now she said there's a stand over there.
That's the end of the straightaway. You see the flag stand there, the wooden flag stand. That's the very end of the straightaway, or 100 feet from, and that's the turn. That's the turn one.
Right. And obviously, he probably has shots of you guys coming through here if he's over there. But.
Yep. And that's pretty much as far as I can go, really. We'll go up here and turn back around.
Yeah, now to get to that stand, I think I must have to go
here. Yeah,
the other side of the fence here, it looks like. And if it rains, you guys call it usually? Because at Lime Rock a few weeks ago, it kind of rained and it kind of...
The SCCA called... they called one last year and I was kind of pissed about the whole
Well, then we got it like 3 hours in. It was like the last session got called.
Last year, they called one because of rain. I was a little bummed about it. It was pouring. Normally we run in the rain. So actually this one you can get right down there without going through the gate or anything.
Yeah, so all right, that'll work too for
and that's the very end of the straightaway.
Right. You guys are hitting the brakes when you get to there.
I'm hitting the brake. I'm not on the brakes by the time I get to that stand. I'm going to be coming through here.
That's why I got all these gates up.
Yeah. They say there's a way around it that you can maneuver through it, but
really?
I don't want to have to find out.
Yeah, that might be
like a little chicane or something, like you can zig in and out of there.
Right. Yeah, give me
I really don't want to try.
Give me at least really 2 good spots, so that'll work. So what year is the car?
This one's a 13.
Oh yeah? Nice.
It's got like 158,000 miles on it. This is just a beater. This is one I bought just to
race?
Well, to race and to beat around on too, right? And I have an Audi S5 convertible that I like, which is in nicer shape than this. And I also have my thing.
Nice.
This is just to take on the racetrack and beat up.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's not your daily driver.
Right. During the winter when it's snowing out, I don't feel like taking the truck because the truck's kind of a pain in the ass.
Right.
I just take this because this will go for anything.
Oh, this is all-wheel drive?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Nice.
Yeah, I put a set of snow tires on it. It actually goes from up to 150.
Yeah, you put a snow tires on all-wheel drive. Whatever you want.
Pretty much anything.
Yeah, exactly. I have old Jeep Cherokees. You put snow tires on those things.
Pretty much you're done at that.
There's nothing there. Like, over the hood, yeah, no problems. But other than that, you're fine.
Well, it's 150 to do. I have all terrain tires on that. So that actually does really well on the snow. The reason it's a pain is because it's just big and gets 12 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, that's much. 14, well, 12 if you're in four-wheel drive.
I'm actually lying. It's 13.7. It's actually 13.6.
Exactly. Not very good.
Yeah, not really all that great.
Yeah, what if I get in those stand somehow. I'll have to ask that guy.
Yes, I'm surprised they're not giving you, like, someone didn't give you a better...
You know, I usually figure stuff out. I worked for newspapers for 30 years, so we figure stuff out on the fly all the time. Yeah. But like I said, to try and get a couple different locations, but it's tough to get there. Well, this gate's open here.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, do you guys go through there? No. You go. Yeah, that might work.
Yeah, we're coming under this bridge.
Yeah. So
around that way. We don't get you right over. If you're in the stands, then we get you right there.
Yeah, that might work.
Lots of bad things happen right there.
Right there, really?
Yeah. If there's a bad accident, that's where it's going to happen on that turn.
Huh. I'm not sure.
I've only seen 2 bad accidents. So it doesn't.
Some guy wound up in the dirt at Lime Rock a few weeks ago, but he was able to drive out. So
I've ended up in the dirt.
Yeah.
So I can't really say because I've actually done that.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You know.
Well, thanks for the tour. And
they don't really number their turns, but after turn 1, coming out of turn 1, you know, the full turn 1, when it kind of straightens out, then you have to make that right by the hill.
Yeah, right.
Coming out of turn 1, more or less, I kind of slid right off into the.
Did you really? That happens.
Yeah, I came on the power a little too early, maybe, and you know, was going a little too hard. But it's part of the fun.
It's all part of it, right?
That's why I have track insurance.
Yeah, exactly. All right, man. Thanks for the tour.
No problem. I wish I could give you more, but...
So wait, which group you're going to be in? The first group or second group?
Intermediate, so
intermediate,
middle
group. All right, cool. All right, I'm back. I don't know if you can hear me or not. It's really windy up here. I got this D500 on top of this Manfrotto tripod, but man, it is windy. And I'm not sure it's going to stay on there without a hand on it, so I took it off the tripod. I'm not really a tripod guy. I don't like setting up tripods. They just confuse me. I'm more of a monopod person, but I've kind of given into the benefits of a tripod, particularly for something like this where you're doing a lot of pans. It does make a difference. So, but I'm not sure I want to leave this on here without a hand on it because it's really windy on top of this hill. And I've never been at this track before, so I'm not sure what to expect. So we're gonna set up here for a few, see how it looks for the first group, or at least for the pace laps, and then go from there. So stay tuned.